Hello everyone and welcome back to another vlog. Today I thought I would take you fabric shopping with me because I haven't been to a fabric store in a very long time, just to browse and see what I can find. And so today that's exactly what we're gonna do. I don't know how much I'm gonna film in there because I am not good at filming in public, but whatever I find I will show you afterwards. So let's get in there and get shopping. We are back from the fabric store. It's the next day now and I thought I would show you a few of the things that I bought, do a little haul, and then go through some of the things that I didn't buy but I really greatly appreciated and showed some self-control by not taking them home with me. So I have a little bag of things here. This isn't the biggest haul by any means, but there was a few things I picked up that I really like. So let's start with the reason that I actually went to the fabric store in the first place. For the next video I'm filming, I'm gonna do another how much sewing can I get done in an hour. I did one of those videos before and it was a really fun way to like get a bunch of little projects that I keep putting off done in a small chunk of time. And so one of those projects is I have a patent leather trench coat that has a ton of buttons on it, but I really don't like the buttons. They're those like faux leather, like woven looking ones. I hate buttons like that. But the other thing is also, since the coat is thrifted, it's just old. It's probably from the 80s or 90s. The buttons, a lot of them have fallen off. I've reattached some of them. But the stage that the coat's at right now is it has like maybe half of its buttons on it. So it's just not a very good look. And so I had it in mind that I wanted to do something that would stand out a little bit. And so I got these gold buttons. Don't mind my nails. There's this size, which is about an inch maybe. And then I got another size that's like 3/4 of an inch. These were really affordable as well. The big ones came in sets of 2 and the smaller ones in sets of 3. And they were both $1.60 per like card. And so I had to get 14 buttons. So I wasn't gonna be paying like $8 per sheet of like 3 buttons. So that was really amazing and I'm excited to see what it looks like. Stay tuned for the next sewing video to see how that turns out. The other 2 things, these are kind of not very exciting notions because I had this in mind for a project that I thought I was going to be able to do for that video. Turns out I got rid of the dress that I was going to do a little flip on, so I just have these anyways, but they will come in handy. One is just a very simple like 1.5 inch I think elastic for waistband. I have some like skirt projects in mind coming up, so I'll use this for those anyways. And then the next thing I got was this really cool black trim. It's an elastic trim, and what I was going to do with this dress was make it into separate pieces so that I could kind of mix and match them instead of just having the dress, because by itself it was just a little much to me. And so I decided to get a trim to finish off the hem of the shirt just to make it a little bit more interesting, because it was just like a ribbed knit material. That project didn't pan out obviously, but again, I know I'll use this for lots of projects. It has like a slight ruffle to it, which is really interesting, and so I think it'll just add a little bit of interest without being, you know, too over the top, like a lace trim or something like that. And then the last thing I got is this really pretty elasticated sounds like such a weird word, stretchy satin material. It's definitely showing up black, but compared to the backing of this, which actually is like completely black, it's almost like a really dark taupe or dark green sort of color. This piece was the end of the bolt. It's just under a meter and it was on clearance for like $2.50 or something like that. So I got this piece of fabric for $2.26, which I think is very amazing. Fabric like this I find just comes in handy, especially in the fall and winter. I try to not only gravitate towards wearing black, but it just becomes such a uniform and I can't avoid it. It's easy and it always looks good. So I'm always looking for more nice, slightly interesting black fabrics so that I can layer up different sort of materials together all in the same color. So I think this will come in handy. I don't have anything in mind for it yet, but I know it's definitely going to save me in the right moment when I need it. Now I want to talk about some of the things that I didn't get because That's always fun. Do a little window shopping with me. I took some videos, so let's take a look. The first fabric that I looked at, I already knew was there, and I went back just for this to give it another look and not buy it. It's this really pretty yellow plaid flannel material. Actually, the pillows that are right behind me here, these rectangle pillows, I want to cover those in this fabric and have them layered in front of the turquoise pillows here on my bed, like there and there. I think that will be really pretty mixed with the turquoise tones I have in my bedding. And so I had to take a look at this fabric again. I still couldn't justify buying it, but it's on my list of things to keep in mind. I don't think it's moving very fast, so I have some time to act on that project. The next thing I looked at is this really gorgeous green satin. How nice is this color? I don't exactly know what I would do with this because it wasn't a satin that had a really nice like drape to it. It didn't have any stretch like the other one we looked at, and it just didn't like hang very nicely. It was very stiff. And so if you were to make something with this, it would have to be something with a lot of structure, which I could imagine would be gorgeous. Could you imagine a pantsuit in this? That would be stunning. So again, not really enough reason to buy it, but I just thought it was really stunning and I needed to show you the color of it. Imagine something out of this at Christmas time. Oh, that would be so nice. Next I saw this green mesh, which I thought was also really nice. I'm really into the greens. As you can tell, I just bought this sweater yesterday and I'm just loving it. I'm fully embracing frog mode. But I thought this would just be a really nice basic, again, for like layering pieces in the fall and winter. If I'm going to add in something that's not black, it's going to be a very muted earth tone. So I really like dark green for that, and I think this mesh just adds a little bit of interest. Like if you have long sleeve shirts in a mesh material, make them like especially long so that the sleeves kind of peek out of whatever you've layered it underneath. I think is a really fun look. Again, it just adds more texture to an outfit, which I think like fall and winter is the perfect opportunity to do that because it's all about layering. So I really love things like this for that purpose, and I need more like versatile layering pieces in my wardrobe, so those are on my sewing list. I have a black mesh material that I want to make a bunch of pieces out of because I bought quite a lot of it a while ago, and it's really fun, sheer, and then it has black velvet polka dots on it. Question about that for anyone who might know and feel inclined to answer. I made a few pieces with this and the dye from the velvet completely rubbed off on my skin. I didn't wash the fabric first, so that could totally solve the problem, but I'm worried I'm gonna dye my washing machine and then also have it not even come out of the project. I'm basically in love with this fabric and it could make some really cool pieces, but I'm scared to use it at this point because of the purple blue tint it left on my skin. I'll just be honest, I made a pair of underwear out of it, and when I went to the bathroom a few hours after putting it on, I thought I was dying of some very rare ailment that turned my skin bright blue. So I would like for that not to happen again. So if you have any advice, let me know. The next thing I took a look at was the denim section. Denim is something that I've hardly worked with at all in the like 10 plus years that I've been sewing, and I have no idea why, because I absolutely love denim. It's one of my core staples in my wardrobe, so I don't know why I haven't experimented with it more. I think the extent that I've kind of worked with it is making a few pieces out of like a really dark, very heavy stretch denim, which I'm not like super crazy about. So I really like this dark denim. I think that could make some really fun pieces. Very heavy on the top stitching, like maybe some matching sets or something like that. This one did have a little bit of stretch to it, so I think it would be easier to work with fit-wise, but I would be really interested in working with raw denim in the future because that is my go-to. So I expect some denim pieces in my future. And the very last thing that I looked at, I was about to leave and then I had to visit the remnant bins, and I found this really odd fabric. At first I was not a fan, and then upon closer look I thought, oh my god, this would make such a stunning, like, form-fitting, below knee, long sleeve dress for the holiday season. It would be so comfortable. It's this really interesting like ruched velvet material, or like velour, not velvet. It had such a nice weight to it. It was super, super heavy. So I think it would be very flattering. And I feel bad because I went to get the remnant priced and it took the woman at the fabric counter so long to get the fabric to like lay straight because it was just such a weirdly cut remnant. And so I was standing there for like 5-10 minutes with her just trying to like wrangle the piece of fabric, and she priced it and it was just a little too much. So I didn't buy it, but I guess it's already priced for the next person who wants to pick it up. Or maybe if it haunts me, I could go back and see if it's still there, because this dress could be quite the staple at Christmas time. So that concludes our little fabric store adventure. I hope you enjoyed this video and it gave you some inspiration for any upcoming sewing projects that you might have. The next sewing video I'm filming is going to be, like I said, how much sewing can I get done in an hour. So if you want to see me complete some of the little projects that I mentioned today and just generally get some sewing chores done that I've been putting off, then you can subscribe so that you know when I post that. And I will see you back here next time.